In the name of Robert of the House Baratheon, the first of his name.
Don't look away.
King of the Andals and the first men.
I will know if you do.
Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and protector of the realm. I, Eddard, of the House Stark, Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North, sentence you to die.
If I had to describe Game of Thrones with one word, it would be power. It's about people trying to gain power. It's about people who already have power trying to keep power, and then those caught in the middle.
There are 7 regions in Westeros, 7 kingdoms.
The Seven Kingdoms is a single realm made up of 7 realms that once were independent. And the North is perhaps the largest of those 7 kingdoms. Even in the height of summer, they get snows up there because they are so far north.
It's a place, like all places, that shape the people who live there.
Winterfell is the major castle, the seat of House Stark. It's not a city or town so much as it is a castle, a stronghold, a fortress.
This massive structure that's been built on years, and we've got these springs underneath it. There's hot water channeled through the walls of Winterfell as part of what keeps it warm all the time and why we can live there and live in the north.
You're a Stark of Winterfell. You know our words.
Winter is coming.
You were born in the long summer. You've never known anything else. But now winter is truly coming, and in the winter, we must protect ourselves, look after one another.
Winter is coming, the Stark words, and because summers are so long in this place where this land where we are, the winters are equally long.
Rob's character was too young last time winter came. All we've heard is stories about how bad winter is when it does come and how terrible a thing it can be, and we don't know what's coming.
The words of Stark, winter is coming, are of course very literal in Westeros. Winter is coming, but I think it has meaning beyond that. Winter is coming for all of us in our own lives. There's always times of darkness and death. We need to prepare for them, which is really what the Stark words are saying. So every house in Westeros has its heraldry, and the Stark heraldry is a direwolf. Direwolves existed in the real world. They were actual prehistoric wolves, larger than any wolf that exists today. Ned Stark is the Lord of Winterfell, Warden of the North, childhood friend of the current king, Robert Baratheon.
You got fat.
Ned Stark is a man of honor. He's the moral heart of the story. He's a man who's always trying to do the right thing.
He's fundamentally a good man. He's a man who loves his wife, and he loves his children.
He has a large family. He's married to Catelyn Tully Stark, Lady Stark.
She's a very dear wife, someone who's very grounded and a kind of anchor to Ned.
Theirs is a very genuine, true marriage. They're completely devoted to each other.
I belong here with you, not down south in that rat's nest they call a capital.
I won't let him take you.
And together they have a number of children. The eldest son, Robb.
To be a man and to be a Stark is a very difficult thing. We're all bound by a sense of duty and responsibility that comes on us from being part of this family. And that comes right from the start, right from when we are children. Robb looks up to Ned so much and watches him and watches how he is around his men and around his family.
What are you doing with that, son?
He wants to be a great sword fighter like his dad, and I think he wants to have stories to tell like Ned and King Robert have.
Sophie plays Sansa, who is the girl from the provinces who desperately wants to be a part of the action in the big city.
Sansa is the beautiful, intelligent, knows her place, sort of very girly. She's very good, very diligent, very polite.
She's the sort of girl that believes in princes and when her prince is going to come and take her on the horse and ride away into the moonlight.
Sansa is very much a lady, full of dreams, you know.
Arya thinks Sansa's a little bit of an airhead, really.
Sansa's relationship with her sister Arya is a love-hate relationship. Sansa just disapproves of the things that Arya does, not so much hates them. Arya!
What are you doing here? Go away.
Your sister.
I think she does love Arya. I mean, of course she would. She's her sister.
Arya is also beautiful, but mischievous, and she wants to be a boy, and she's active, and she doesn't like snowing.
She has scruffy clothes, scruffy hair, you know, she goes on the run.
She's a tomboy who wants to fight and who wants to shoot bows and arrows and who wants to run in the woods and end up covered in muck.
And then there's lovely Bran at the end.
Well, he lives quite an easy life to start with. He loves climbing, he's the son of a lord.
Robb looks after Bran a lot because he knows how hard it is to be a young man in the Stark family. I think luckily I had Jon, and Bran doesn't have that.
And the youngest, Rickon, who's just a boy of 6. Ned, he has a whole, of course, castle full of retainers and servants, but he also has living in his household Jon Snow, who is a bastard, and the name Snow is the name that's given to bastards of high birth in the north. Ned brought Jon home from the wars and raised him with Robb. Both of them were babies at the time, as brothers, despite one being true-born and one being bastard-born.
And you are a Stark. You might not have my name. You have my blood.
He's grown up with the Stark family, but he's not one of them.
Catelyn, my wife, obviously knows that I had a son with someone else when she was carrying one of my children. And so it's always a very delicate, sensitive point when Jon Snow is around.
Lady Catelyn is uncomfortable with Jon Snow, to say the least.
I would obviously say that Jon Snow's problems with his stepmother are purely his stepmother's fault. Catelyn has never felt that she should mother Jon.
It's not an easy relationship at all. She resents him. I want you to leave.
I think Jon Snow and Robb Stark are very close. Go on, Tommy, shear him good. He's never met a girl he likes better than his own hair. They've dealt with everything together, and especially in a world where men don't share their emotions and don't talk to each other, I think Jon and Robb have maybe been able to get away with doing a bit more of that.
Arya and Jon have a close relationship. I think Jon can identify with Arya a lot more because she's a bit different.
The strain comes when it comes to Jon's secret history. He doesn't know where he's come from, why his father did what he did. He doesn't know his mother.
Is my mother alive? The next time we see each other, we'll talk about your mother.
Ned Stark is a by-the-book man who is also a fierce, essentially at the heart of it, a very fierce warrior and a leader of men, but was never meant to be. He had an older brother who was killed.
Ned's father and his own elder brother were killed by the preceding king, one of the things that set off the revolution.
He was very brave, your brother, and your father too. Nobody deserves to die like that.
But you just stood there and watched.
500 men just stood there and watched.
Ned's younger brother, Benjen, is a ranger of the Night's Watch.
The first ranger's role is to ride out beyond the wall, keep the wildlings at bay. The wall is an ice wall. It's 800 foot high and 300 miles long.
The Night's Watch protects the realm against a band of people called the Wildlings who live beyond the wall.
I'm the first ranger. The job is out there. There have been disturbing reports. What kind of reports? God, I don't want to believe.
Winter is coming. Winterfell's one of the first places that get hit by everything that comes and everything that comes with it, the weather, the supernatural elements. After the Wall, it's us that guard the north, the Starks.